Many of us rely on print statements for debugging, which is great for small scripts. However, for larger projects, we need structured logs with different levels like info, warning, and errors. So in this video, we will learn what logging is, why it is important, and how to implement it in Python. So let's get started. So first, let's talk what is logging. Logging is a way to track events that happen when some software runs. It can be very helpful for debugging and monitoring the health of an application. Why use logging instead of print statement? So print statements are useful for simple debugging, but logging provides a more structured and flexible way to handle messages. With logging, you can set different level of importance. What we will cover in this video, we will set a basic logger and then create a log file, and then we will print logs to both the console and the file, and then we will use rotation to the log file when it exceeds the certain size. So let's get started with importing required modules for basic logging functionalities, and then we will import rotating file handler from logging.handlers to handle log file rotation. This ensures that our log file don't grow indefinitely, which can be crucial for maintaining performance and disk space. Is an instance of logging.formatter that defines the format for log messages. And now we will define get console handler, and it will create a console handler that outputs log to the terminal. And here we have defined console handler, and it will initialize a stream handler that writes to the standard output, that is terminal, and console handler.set formatter sets the formatter for this handler to our predefined formatter. So we have defined one more function here, that is get file handler, in which we are using rotating file handler. So the rotating file handler is a special type of handler provided by the logging module. It automatically manages the creation of new logs file when the current log file reaches the specified size. So here, log file is the file where the logs will be written. We have defined the file name here, and here we have set the mode to A, which will append the data in the file. And here we have set the maximum size of the file. Once the log file reaches the size, it will create a new file. Here we have set the backup count to 5, which will keep up to 5 backup files before overwriting the oldest one. So now we have defined getLogger, which creates and configures the logs. So here logging.getLogger will create a new logger. So basically what this function will do, when we call this function, it will print the logs to the console as well as file. So if you want to get the logs in the file, you can use getFileHandler, and if you want to get the logs in your console, you can use getConsoleHandler. But in this function, we will get logs in both console and the file. And now let's call the function and pass the name. You can pass any name you want. So here I have created the getLogger instance log. So here is the example how to use loggers. So here we have logs the message at different levels for debug, info, warning, etc. And if we run the script, you can see we have the logs in our console with the specified format, and also the new file is created here, helper.log, and in this file we have the same output. And if you run the script again, you will get the log in the same file again. Is rotating file handler working or not? We set the max byte to 1 KB so that it will create a new file when it reaches the limit. Let's run the script, and you can see here that it creates a new file, helperlog.1, because previous one was reached to its limit, and the new logs are appended here. Let's see a real life example how we use log. So I have defined a main function here. Basically it is dividing 10 by 0, which will raise the exception, and we will use logs here. So it is the instance of getLogger, and here we are going to use it like this. If we call the function and run the script, you can see we have the log in our console with the specified format, and also we have the same thing here in the new file. So that's all for the video. If you found this useful, you can like the video, and for more content like this, you can subscribe to this channel.